Can get help in investment, finance, marketing, sales, business planning, and you are assigned a mentor. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. Senior Corps of Retired Executives, where he is a mentor to other business owners. Please help me welcome Mr. Anoop Gupta.
Thank you. Julie, thank you so much for inviting me to speak to the Stowe Chamber members. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So before we get started with the talk, I wanted to share with you what you can expect from this presentation this morning. My name is Anoop Gupta with AG Consulting USA. That's my new company name. I do not work for any M&A firms or any CPA firm or any law firm. What that means to you is, after the presentation, you will not be getting any kind of sales calls or any kind of those annoying emails to solicit your business or to sign up for something. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the information. Now, what you can expect from this presentation is a heart-to-heart conversation from an entrepreneur to another. And why I feel this topic of exit planning is so important. It is so important for two main reasons. Number one, in 25 years of running my business, I never came across any seminars, webinars, or training offered by any chamber, any business organization, or any kind of networking group on financial planning for business owners or exit planning. Number two reason is, over the years, I've asked several business owners if they had a written plan for the exit. I have not even come across one who would say yes, they do. A lot of people say, yeah, they're thinking about it, they will, yeah, one day the time comes, or when they are this age or that age. But not even one person has said that they have had a plan for their exit. Having done both at the age of 49, reaching my financial goal, and selling my business earlier this year, I felt it was a need, it was my calling to share this information with other business owners so they can take the necessary steps to plan for the exit and get the maximum value of their business. So are we on the same page? Okay, good. So, and everybody has been given an evaluation form. I hope, Lisa, you passed it, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I would appreciate if after the presentation, if you can please take a few minutes, give your fair, honest, and candid evaluation, things you like, things you didn't like, things that we can work on to improve our next presentation. And I was told this presentation is about 20 minutes or so, but besides this 20 to 30 minute short presentation, I also offer 1, 2, and 4 hour seminars and webinars. If you feel the information you hear today is good and is valuable to other business owners, and please pass my name to other chambers or business organization or networking groups you belong to. Okay. What is exit strategy? How many in this room invest in the stock market? Okay. So, Michael, what's the best time to sell your stocks?
To sell them?
Yes.
Never. Die with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you get the markup, your heirs get the markup.
But if you want to use the benefit of the investment yourself, then what's the best time to sell your stocks?
I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't have to work.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to share?
Sorry about that, but.
That's okay.
So
But it's high.
When it's high, exactly. When the market is very
Oh,
high,
okay.
and you made a decent profit.
You're thinking like.
What's the worst time to sell your stock?
unless you need to take a loss.
Guilty as charged.
What's the worst time to sell your stock?
When it's low.
When it's low, when the market is tanking. But you're still forced to sell your stock due to any financial emergency. Maybe you need a new roof, new car, your furnace needs replaced, or any other financial emergency. So some of us have a plan in place that when the stocks go high, we buy $100, then say it goes to 130, then we want to exit from there, or in some situation, if it falls down to maybe 90 or 85, you're gonna exit to cut your losses. So that's exactly the reason we need to have an exit plan, so we know what the right time is to exit the share market. Now, that's how it works in business. In business, exit strategy is a comprehensive plan that allows the business owners to exit the business on their own terms at a substantial profit when it's on an upward momentum, or in certain situations, cut your losses. Let me read this one more time. This is very, very important. Exit strategy is a comprehensive plan that allows business owners to exit the business on their own terms at a substantial profit when it's on an upward momentum, or in certain situations become no longer profitable. In this statement that I just read, if somebody can tell me what are the key words, there are two, three words are the key words that I wanted you to focus on, if you got it.
On terms?
Exactly. Exactly. Here you go.
You
got a gift.
Wow.
That is very key in this, in the whole long statement, on your own terms. This document also includes a contingency plan for your personal issues, whether, anything that personal issue with you, your family, your business, your staff, things like that. Among other differences, one major difference between the stock market and business: in the stock market, you can exit the market with a click of a button. But in business, doesn't work that way. It takes years and years of planning. That's the only way you can have a successful plan, successful exit to make a substantial profit. Talking about the years of planning, I want to share with you 4 situations, 2 not so good, 2 good. First, I want to share with you, and these 4 situations are all local that happen right here. One of our close friends, she and her husband owned a franchise restaurant right here in the Falls area years ago. That time they were 35, 34 years old. And they had a partner, another couple. Unexpectedly, the husband has a heart attack and he dies. And the other partner wanted to leave the business. This person, our family friend, she has now no husband, no partner, she has 2 little daughters, and there's no way she could run the business. She didn't have the knowledge, the expertise, the time, and the desire. She had to sell her business at a substantial loss. A few years later, she tries to get back into the business. So she, along with 3 other partners, she buys a motel. And about 3-4 years into it, something happened with the partnership. She was again forced to sell the business. Again, substantial loss. So 2 big losses happened to this person. I mean, today, she's probably 55, 56 years old. Her daughters are both grown up working. But financially, she has not been able to get on her standing because of the 2 big losses that happened in her life. Second situation, 15, 20 years back, about 15, 16 years back, I put an ad in the newspaper to hire somebody for customer service, part-time. One of the resumes that I came across my desk was somebody that looked very familiar when I saw the name. And when I looked deeper, she was one of my competitors. So I'm like, she wants to come and work for me. So I talked to her. There was no interview. I mean, I wanted to hire her. I mean, she had so much experience. Within a few minutes, I hired her. And she worked for me. She was that time maybe 68, 69. She worked for about 4 or 5 years. And then she retired completely. So I asked her one time, I'm like, why did you sell your business? I didn't ever know I could. So nobody ever guided me into this. She just thought, Michael is shaking his head. So you probably have heard these kind of situations before, that a lot of people come to you with this kind of thing. And she had no idea. She just closed her business, came to work for me. 2 other situations that are positive. One of our friends, he's a family physician. He had a practice in Akron, ran the practice for 25 years. 10 years before his exit, he started planning for it. He said, they have 3 kids. Our kids are about the age they will start getting married. We'll have kids. They will have kids. We'll have grandkids. So they started planning for it. He and his wife both ran their practice. Wife was all the office work. He was the doctor. So they started making the plan, and they were able to sell that business right about the time when the kids got married and started having the kids. So now they have grandkids. So they sold their business 2 years back, their practice. And now he's so happy, rather than working 70, 80 hours a week, he only works 30 hours a week, goes home for lunch every day, and every month they take a vacation, husband and wife. They just went on a cruise, the family of 12. 2 of them, 3 kids, their spouses, grandkids. 12 of them went on a cruise. That's what a successful planning does. Another person I know, he had a dental business in Fairlawn. He sold his business. He's only 48. So he reached his financial goal. He sold his business 48. His wife still works, but he's home right now. He just sold his business like 4 or 5 months back. And he's still kind of in the stage where he doesn't know what he wants to do. But maybe a year or 2, he said he'll start something different. So those are the kind of situations that we hear and see, but when it happens locally, sometimes it motivates us like, yeah, let's take some action too. So that's the reason for me to share these stories. Let me share now my own situation, what I did and how I did it. I moved to Ohio in '91, started working for a company. I was a sales and marketing manager for them. Things took a turn for the worst in '96. I was laid off. It was very, very bad timing. Why? Because my wife wasn't working. We had just gotten married in '95, and in '96, I used to live in store that time, and I lost my job. And my wife was expecting our first child in August in '96. So losing job meaning no income, no company car, and the worst of all, no insurance. With a new child coming and all the expenses, very, very tough time to say the least. But it was under those circumstances that I started my business from my 2-bedroom apartment in Stowe. And that time that was 96 when I started my business. So with a lot of hard work, putting 75 hours a week, my wife started working. So that was helping because income was coming. As you know, in new business, you hardly make any money in the first few years. Biggest thing was health insurance. We got health insurance back. Then in '99, we were blessed with our second child. We were very happy, but with that, there are a lot of expenses coming. So, you think about those things. But what was shocking was one day my wife and I were sitting outside, on the steps of our house, and we were talking. My wife said, I'm gonna run something by you. Okay. She said, now working all these hours, taking care of all the chores, responsibilities, and helping in the business, it's just getting too much. I think I'm thinking that if I should quit my job, become a full-time mom. My heart just sank. I said, oh my gosh. As life was getting back on track, if she quits her job, it would be a big problem. Financially, and how are we gonna handle the insurance and all those things. And I've always been a planner. All my life, I'm the person who plans. And my daughter is that way. Like Michael, I was talking about my daughter. She's a planner. She just plans 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. She's already thinking about, she's not even married. She's thinking about her kids, where's she gonna live? But anyways, so I'm a planner. So I said, let's go inside. I wanna show you something that I have a plan. And I said, so I showed her the plan. I said, if both of us work hard, very, very hard, like I have in the plan, it will take a lot of sacrifice, but in 20 to 25 years, I gave myself 20 to 25 years, I said we should be able to reach our financial goals. And it will take a lot of sacrifice, but if you are with me, we can make it happen. She said, okay, give me a week or so to think about. So after a week, she came back. She agreed to stick with my plan. Now, that was 1999 that we were talking. In 2018, about 19 years from that date, we were able to reach that goal. And that time I was 49. So the goal that we set, I gave myself 20, 25 years, we were able to achieve that in 19 years. And I was able to, I sold my business this year in March. So that is the power of planning. So that's the point I'm trying to get across, that it was a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, but we made it happen. Why all entrepreneurs need an exit plan? No matter how many years you have been in business, now is the time for you to start thinking about your exit plan. What you're gonna do it, how you're gonna do it. Just like a business plan is not etched in stone, the exit plan is flexible, depending on your situation, your business, your personal life, your staff, the economy, the industry is flexible. Your business is your asset, probably your largest financial asset that you have, which you have worked very hard over the last so many years with putting long hours, your blood and sweat. You are able to harvest the additional wealth when the time comes. That only happens with that plan. Selling your business does not mean you have to leave your business entirely. You could be working in the business at a different role. With the plan, if it's done right, you can exit completely, retire completely, you can semi-retire, you can start another venture, you can work as an employee for another company, or leave the industry altogether. That's exactly the reason you need to have an exit plan in place. To determine the scenario that is the most favorable to you, your family, your business, and your staff. Like I said before, you get to do things on your own terms, not forced by the circumstances. Factors that affect the value of your business. To get the best possible offer, you got to examine your business inside out and determine what changes need to be made to make the company more resilient on its own. Some of the factors that affect the value of your business is the business dependent on the owner. Are you the key contact for your customers? Are you the person who is in charge of the everyday operation of the business, that if you're not there, your business will crumble? Are you the main person managing the employees? If the answer is no, then it gives a buyer the confidence that they will be able to manage the business and run smoothly. They will have the confidence that they will not see the key customers and key staff leaving after the sale is made. Number two, processes. Do you have a set of processes and systems in place that you can hand over the handbook to the new owner? Or do you have a system that can be easily followed, duplicated, and scaled? Are there automated systems in place that, with the investment of money and time, can be implemented? Your staff and intellectual capital. What I mean by that is employee longevity, experience, education, certifications. Demonstrating that the key employees are logged in with golden handcuffs gives the buyer the confidence that they will not walk into an empty building. What I mean by golden handcuffs? Anybody wants to share? What do you think the golden handcuffs mean? Golden handcuffs means incentives that you can give to your staff to stick with the company and hopefully grow with the company. That's what your goal is. Contract with supplier. Are your contract with supplier long-term, and are they favorable to the company? Barriers to entry. Is your business such that's hard to enter based on your product, maybe based on your supplier, maybe your location, or maybe very capital intensive? Financial performance. Buyers want to see your financial performance for the last 3 years at least. Some even ask for 5 years. and your profitability, your cash flow. They wanna look at that, and it has to be hopefully going up and up. Financial records, that's where a lot of people fail. They don't keep financial records. You need to work with your CPA who can help you keep your financial records in place. You got to have financial record. That's very important. That's the number one thing they ask for. And all your basic three financial documents: your balance sheet, profit and loss statement, and cash flow statement. Intellectual property. Do you have any patents? You have any brands? You have any any software that you have that is valuable? Business trending upwards. Again, they want to see, as a seller, you need to provide them what plan you have, how business is going to keep going up. Some people even put bulletized information to give the confidence to the buyer. Yes, they are entering into a business deal that will grow, and these are things that they should do, or things that are in place. Liabilities. Do you have any long-term and short-term liabilities? And what are those? Any lawsuits? Any lawsuits with customers, with suppliers, with employees? Any OSHA or anything else? So, in closing, selling your business will likely be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, financial transaction you will enter. Get professional help. Gather a team of professionals who you can trust, who can help you with the negative and the positive. They can guide you what to do, what not to do, and who can help you multiply your upside in all 4 areas: your financial, personal, family, and legacy. And it starts with one important first step: having a written plan in place. Thank you.
I have a question, and so tell me, or tell us, who were, what kind of people did you have around you who helped guide you through your process of making your plan and making sure you were sticking to it as you went through the years?
For myself, it was my wife and me. We just constantly, like I said, I wrote the plan in '98. So when she got involved in '99 with the plan, so we would review it every 2 years. And then I think it must be around 2005, I came across a training in Cleveland. I still remember that. It was an all-day training. It was a paid training. It was not free. I wish a lot of our local business organizations offer free training on this, but it's an all-day training, so my wife and I went to that. So that was our, because my mind was made that I don't want to run my business all my life, because I see my dad is still working. He's 82.
Yeah.
Okay, he's running his own business.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought, I don't want to do that. So, to answer your question, I'm a reader, I read. I have read several books on this over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So, besides my wife and I used to have a client, and his brother is a CPA. So, I talked to him. He put me in touch with his brother, and his brother sold his practice. He lives on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, years ago I'm talking. So I talked to him. So he was kind of my guide in the initial stages. But as time went by, I had, my books that I used to read, and then I used to talk to my industry broker, because I hired a broker for this deal. That's something I would recommend to anybody who wants to do it. Hire your industry broker, somebody who specializes in your industry. And so I used to talk to him, kept in touch with him, and when the time came, I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I started this process in 2019. Because short of time, I didn't go into that. But in 2019, I made this. I said, okay, let's do it. So he put the business for sale. We had several offers. We picked one, and the deal was going through. But at the last minute, I'm like, something is not right here. What they were saying, they were asking, so we pulled back. 2020, we went back. I said, let's do it again. But in 2020, you know what happened? COVID. No buyers were interested in doing any deals because nobody knew what the business would be like. So last year, in October, I said, okay, let's try again. So we did it, and we got 3 offers, picked one, went with it, March 1 with the closing. So it takes time. Sometimes you might, it's not like you can say, I want to sell now, what's next year. It doesn't work that way. You might think market is great, business is great. I had a big order or big last year. They want to see your performance for the last 3 years, at least. In my case, it was 3 years. Sometimes they ask for 5 years, and they want to see the projection for the next 3 years. So there's a lot of planning involved.